Hey guys, it's Melissa. I'm back again today to show you how I like to contour and highlight. I really just love chiseled cheeks, the highlighted cheekbones, a little bit of just structure on the face, and this is the way I like to do it. So if you want to see, keep watching and I'll show you. So I've already got my eye makeup done, my lips are on, and I have my foundation base done, but that is it. I have so many layers still to add to this face to get my contour and highlight routine down, so let's get on with it and I'll show you what I do. So once I have my foundation on, I always go on to concealer next. This is what I use to highlight and lift all the high points of the face, and I use my two favorites. One is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I love the shade Light Ivory because it's kind of yellowy toned, and they're the kind of tones that I love for my skin tone. And then the other is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is everyone's holy grail. It's so affordable, it's from the drugstore, and I use the colour 3, but if you want an even lighter, brighter highlight, I would go for 1 or 2. So I mix these together, just apply them, and then blend them out. So you're always applying lighter colours to the high points of your face. These are the points that you want to be lifted and brightened. And this is where I put my concealer. I put it under my eyes, down the centre of my nose, on my chin and on my forehead. And then of course I have to blend it all out. So I blend it out with the Bella & Bear Cheetah brush. I have been loving this recently because it's got a really light touch and it just blends everything out so effortlessly. If you can see the way the brush tapers and goes slightly thinner again in at the top, this works perfectly for in under the eyes. I just rub it along like this, and it's the perfect way to not disturb your makeup but still get your concealer blended out. So once you have all those highlighted points blended out, it is so important to set it, because for me, I would crease. I have very oily skin and I would crease in under my eyes, around my nose and down the centre of my nose especially. That's where I'm oiliest. So if I set this in place with a loose translucent powder or whatever powder you want to use, this should make it last all day without creasing. So I swear by the Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder, and I just pop this on with my Bella & Bear Jungle Cat brush. It's the perfect size to pat in under the eyes, get in around the nose. It's just the perfect size for this job, so this is what I do next. So you might think you look a little bit crazy at this point, but that is totally fine. I like to leave this on for maybe 5 minutes to really let it sit and bake and really just do its job. Make sure everything will stay matte for the rest of the day. And while I'm waiting, I just apply my bronzer. I love the Tiger brush. It's super fluffy and this is perfect for bronzing. And I think bronzer is so important to do before you start to contour, because it's like the transition shade for your contour. It just makes your contour go on a little bit more smooth. While you're bronzing, it doesn't matter if you dust a little bit of the powder away, that's totally fine, but this is the part where I just start to warm up my face. And then with any sort of fluffy brush, I'm just using the Bobcat. I'm just gonna wipe away the rest of that bake. So now moving on to contour, this is the part where we're really going to chisel out our cheeks, and I feel like there's one product that is universally good for everyone, and I swear by it. It's the Benefit Hoola Bronzer, and you can see how much I love this because I go through them so quickly. I just think it's perfect for most skin tones. It's like a cool tone bronzer, so it really works at creating that shadow for the contour, and I'm just using this with a leopard brush. You might think this is quite a big brush to use for contour, but you don't want your contour to be really harsh and just look like a line. You want it to be really well blended, so I like to go for a more fluffy brush, and that way I can build the depth of the colour but not, you know, have like a horrible line on the side of my cheek. So you work from the top of your ear down to your pupil, and that's where you stop, and you always sort of blend up. And if sucking in your cheeks helps, suck in your cheeks. And I like to take my contour around my forehead and then down around my jaw. And people always say it's like the shape of a 3, so it's like this, a 3. So that's where you place your darker colors. And then I also like to take a little bit of that powder down the sides of my nose to sort of slim it out. And the perfect brush for this is the Margie Cat. It's tiny but still fluffy, so it'll get down the sides of your nose but be able to still fluff everything out. And so we're almost done. We just have to add our actual highlighter. This is my favorite part. It really completes the look, and it's just so striking, so stunning. I cannot live without highlighter. I just love to always be glowing. So I put it everywhere. The tops of my cheeks, my cupid's bow, down the center of my nose, on the tip of my nose, on my brow bone, inner corners of my eye, everywhere. And the perfect brush for this is Ocelot. And I'm using the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palette because this has everything you could ever need. So just pick up whatever color you want and then place it on the tops of your cheeks. And I like to take it around my eyebrow as well. If you don't want to do this, skip this step. And now we are completely glowing. The last step I like to do is spray a little bit of Refresh and Prep. This is the new look Skin Energizing Spray. And I just spray this on because, I don't know, I just like to, it just refreshes everything. We've added so much powder in, so it just like brings it all back to life. So this is how I love to contour and highlight. I really hope you learned something and enjoyed the video. They're just the products I like to use. You can switch them out for your own products. Just use what works for you and take as many tips and tricks as you can from the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will of course see you in my next one. Bye!